It's another math day with you. I'm here again, your teacher Jenny, bringing factoring trinomials to the comfort of your home. Now, I know everybody is finding it troublesome for factoring trinomials because for trinomials, having constant terms which are not perfect square, of course, they will have to do a lot of effort and a lot of um, searching for the factors on it. Now, I will be giving you a ways for you to make your life easier if you wanted to factor out trinomials in here. So let's have the first example. First example is x squared plus 7x plus 6. Since your 6 in there, the constant term is not a perfect square, then we cannot say that that is a perfect square trinomial and go right away in factoring that one using the square. But we can factor this out by means of the trial and error. And you might be thinking, trial and error? That will be a lot. So to keep your life easy, then you might as well learn this one. I'll be introducing to you the ways and how to factor out trinomials with the constant term that is not a perfect square. So how to do that one? Now we first check our leading coefficient. When we say leading coefficient, it is the number beside your x squared in there. So our leading coefficient, it is a number attached to the variable that contains the highest exponent. Now, in this case, we've got the leading coefficient as 1. So if this is your trinomial, then we can just simply factor it out by considering only your constant term and getting along with them this sign. Okay? So we have here positive 6. Now we know that factors of positive numbers can be two ways. You have there, both of them are positive and both of them are negative to arrive at a positive result. Now, in order for you to cut down your things to do a trial and error on or to test out or to test or to do anything, we are cutting it down to simply looking at your middle term. Now, looking at the middle term, we must check what sign is on the middle term. Now, looking at it, we have 7x, which is plus, or a plus 7x in there. That means to say that our middle term is positive. So, since our middle term is positive, then that would simply mean that our factors that we are looking for are both positive. Okay, so we are going to scratch out those negative factors and we're just going to focus on the positive factors. So what are those positive factors of your 6? So we start off with 1 and then pair that up to 6. Or you can just say 1 and then you go for 6 divided by 1. That will be equal to 6. And once you have that one, those are the factors of your 6. After that one, you will be adding. So 1 plus 6, that will be 7. Now, after adding factors, you are going to check whether this 7 here is the number that we are having on the middle term. So simply looking at that, we have indeed the 7 in there. So that means to say our factors that we are going to use is your 1 and 6. So how can we use that one? So going back to your trinomial, we have x squared plus 7x plus 6. So we can factor this out by simply having two factors. And then since you have a leading coefficient, which is 1, then we are to separate x squared by x and another x. And then you are to use the factors that we found in there that provides the sum, which is 7, and that is 1 and 6. Now, bringing along with you your sign, so we have here positive 1 and positive 6. So we have there x plus 1 and x plus 6. There you go with your factors of your trinomial. Going to the next example here, I really wanted everybody to do it on your own. So you might as well pause the video and come back once you have your factors to try to check it out whether you are on the right path. Now, factoring this out, we have here 27 as the constant term, in which 27 is not a perfect square. So we are going to take on 27 and checking your factors on it. So since the middle term contains a minus in there, that would simply mean that the one that we're looking for is both negative. So we start searching for the factors in here. We'll start off with 1. Notice I always start with 1 because I make sure that I'm following the correct ordering here of the factors from the least to greatest, because later on you'll know that once you have those factors and then the other pair, that would really be an identifier whether you got all the factors in there listed completely. So we'll start with 1. 1 here is with negative because that's a minus, and that will be paired to 27. Negative 1 times negative 27, that will be positive 27. Now, once you have those factors, you go ahead and add it. So adding this 2, this will give off negative 28. Now, you look back. Is negative 28 the one that we are having the middle term? The answer is a no. Then you have to cross it out. Next, we move on to the next number. Next number would be a 2. But since 27 is not divisible by 2, so we are skipping that one. We go to the number 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So we are to use that one. And again, the factors should be both negative. So we have negative 3. And then we're adding those factors. We have negative 9 in there. So adding negative 3 and negative 9, that will be equal to negative 12. Now you ask yourself, is that the term in the middle? Yes, indeed, that's the term. So we are taking with us our factors, the negative 3 and the negative 9. So factoring this out, you have there 2 factors. That will be, of course, this is with the leading coefficient equal to 1. So we have x in there and also x in here. Now, you are to connect the negative 3 in there. So that means we have a minus 3 and a negative 9. So that means we have a minus 9 in there. So there you go with your factors on your trinomial.